once again everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I sound really terrible because I've been sick, but don't worry, I'm pretty sure I'm on my last day of being quote-unquote sick because I've been to the doctor and been taking medicine and I got a shot and all this stuff. So just ignore my really weird, gross, sick voice right now. And let's just jump right into this video. You know what it's about. You read the title. Let's go. So if you're a tattoo person, or you're just a person who has a visible tattoo, or even maybe one that's not visible, you know that people's reactions to your tattoos will vary. It just completely depends, and learning to deal with that and kind of learn how to respond to that is a process in itself, to say the least. So in this video I want to cover kind of just the general population, like people who would just see you walking around, how they would react to you versus how people react to you at your work. If you are employed in a field where you are working face-to-face with new people every single day, then that's definitely going to play into this topic. So it's going to kind of be, this video is going to kind of be divided into those two type of sections, but you will notice that they are quite interlinked with each other, because it's not going to be that different if you're just working and you are interacting with someone versus when you're on the street and someone like stops you or whatever. So anyway, the first part that I want to talk about is just like out in general when people see you as a tattooed person or a person with a visible tattoo. Mine is very visible when you're just like walking past me, you know? So like people with visible tattoos know this struggle pretty much. Basically there's about 2 or 3 different ways that people react to seeing a person with tattoos in life in general. Well, the first thing that people do, a lot of people just ignore you, which is cool. That's easy. You don't have to do anything. You've been ignored. Sick. Life goals. No. And then, so people just, the majority of people ignore tattoos on people. They're just like, oh, that's a person. Just keep walking, you know? But then some people will stop you and they'll be like, oh, I love your tattoo, like where'd you get that from, who's your artist, stuff like that. So that can be kind of like an enjoyable encounter for me, if somebody like sees it and they're like, oh, can I talk to you about it? And I'm like, yeah, sure. In other cases, people can be not as nice and inquisitive. I mean, still inquisitive, but not really nice, you know? I've had people like scowl at me in public because of it, and like you can just tell when somebody's like they're giving you a look because of that, because they keep looking at it and then looking back up at your face, and they're just like, you have a tattoo, you're going to hell. So that is a reaction that people will give you, and you'll be like, oh, how do I handle this? Should I feel bad? No, that's not your problem, that's their problem. But I don't think it happens as much when you're just out living your daily life, where people will stop you and like ask you like in a mean way, like, how much did that cost? How much did you waste on that? You know, I don't think that happens that much, just like when you're out and about living life. Like, I just have people who will like compliment it a lot. I get a lot of compliments on this, as well as my foot. When I like wear flats or sandals or something, I get compliments on that. But like, I don't really get a lot of the negative stuff just when I'm walking around day to day. But then again, I'm not a person who has like a full sleeve like my boyfriend does. I don't know if he gets like bad reactions or anything, but I mean, I don't, but I just have the one and then the one on my foot. So it's just like, you know, it's like some people will just write you off and be like, oh, that's a rebellious teen trying to rebel against society. And then other people will look at you and be like, that girl, she's going to hell. you know, so it's just like that. I don't feel like I'm explaining this well at all, but I really hope that I can edit this in a way that makes sense to you. I don't know. So now that I've covered kind of just daily life, because people will come up to you and they'll be like, where'd you get that? Who's your artist? And they'll be super sweet about it, and it's really cool. Or people will like just give you dirty looks and kind of just like mumble as they walk past you, like I'm trying to think. This lady did say something one time when she walked past me. It was something like young people these days ruining their bodies or something like that. It's just like you get like the, ooh, you're ruining your body type thing, which I'm just like, thank you for your input, but no. So there's that. Then you get like people's reactions where you work, and hopefully in the future I'm just going to be working as like an IT person, and I won't really have to interact with the general public as much. I'm hoping to work for like a huge company or corporation so that I can work with like the employees and like troubleshoot and stuff like that, you know. So that's what I'm hoping to do in the future, but I'm in college right now for that. So now I am working at a retail store, and the public does not always react in a pleasant way to this. Luckily for me, like I've said before, for the most part, I just get curious people. I don't really mind if a customer comes through my register and they're like, oh, what does that say? And like I'll show them and they'll be like, oh, what does that mean? And so like I'll explain and everything. I don't really have a problem with that. If you have a question about it and you're nice to me about it and you're not being like rude or patronizing or something, you know, as long as you're being nice and I can tell that you're genuinely curious and you want to know more about it, then yeah, I'm totally more than happy to show it to you and to kind of explain and like tell you where I got it, all that kind of stuff. That's just how I am. If you're nice to me about it and you're just, I can tell that you're curious and you're not trying to be rude or like anything like that, then I'll totally explain and I'll be super, super nice about it, and it's cool. I mean, even when people are rude to me, I'll be nice back, but it's just like, there's no need to be rude to somebody just because you don't agree with some of the choices that they've made. You know what I mean? So there's people who do come through my register and they're genuinely curious and they're really sweet, and I'm more than willing to explain everything to them. I'm cool with that. However, there are also people who come through and they're like, is that a tattoo on your arm? And I'm like, well, last time I checked, but no. But I'm like, yeah, it is. And they're like, oh, it looks like you just took a Sharpie and like wrote on your arm. And I'm like, does it? Does it look like that? Is that how it looks? I couldn't write that with a Sharpie. I'm sorry, I couldn't. My handwriting's not that good. I mean, this isn't supposed to be good, but like, it's not, I couldn't recreate that. I'm like, no, it's a tattoo. This one woman who came through my register, she kept telling me that she hoped that I could go to church. And I was like, thanks. Cool. Probably will. Thanks. Like, why do you assume that I don't go to church because I have tattoos? Like, those two things are not mutually exclusive. Like, you can have tattoos and be a religious person. You know, so I'm just like, your logic is flawed. And typically the only people who react poorly are like older people, and I can understand that because like older people, it's a generational kind of gap thing, and I understand like it's different. When they were younger, that wasn't a thing, and now it's a thing, and so they're just like, I don't get it, so I hate it. So like I can kind of cut you slack, but if you're being just like repeatedly rude about it, that's not cool. And I mean, I'll be nice to you, but I'm not gonna sit there and explain everything about it to you, because it's clear that you don't want to learn about it, and if you are asking me about it, it's more than likely just to insult me again. So it's kind of like I'm giving you ammunition. No thanks. So yeah, I mean, it's just all about how you learn to handle it. I'm just a person who reacts to every situation with being like sickeningly nice. So if somebody's being super rude and like coming at me, I'm just gonna be extremely nice back because I don't know how else to really react to that. I'm really bad at confrontation, so I'll just be super nice if somebody is coming at me rude about it. But I mean, ultimately, it doesn't bother me if people don't like my tattoos because they're mine and I'm the one who has to live with them on my body forever. And obviously I am quite okay with that. So, you know, it's just weird having tattoos and being suddenly approached by people that you've never spoken to in your life trying to tell you you're gonna regret that and you're gonna regret that when you're old and blah blah blah. And I'm like, but you've never met me before, so how could you know that? You know, anyway, if I just keep going, I'm just gonna ramble. Basically, what I want to leave you with is no matter what kind of reactions you get, positive, negative, in between, just stick to your guns. If you have a tattoo, that thing is on you forever, and obviously you liked it enough or loved it enough to get it on you permanently. So don't let anybody's opinion or judgment change the way that you feel about your body, because at the end of the day, when you go home and you get in bed, you're by yourself and there's nobody else. It's not those people that made negative comments about your tattoos. It's not the people who made positive comments about your tattoos. It's you. So as long as you're happy with your tattoos and the way that you look at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And just learning to cope with people's negative reactions in the moment is just something that you have to kind of get used to, but you can do it. And at the end of the day, you're the one who has some sick artwork on your body, so that's pretty cool. Thank you guys so much for joining me again today. Leave me a like if you like this video, comment down below, and subscribe because I make new videos every Monday and Friday. Thank you guys once again so much for joining me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!